Yo, it's Brazen, man. I'm back on the channel, man. This time I'm with my guy, Oga Kenny, man. Late night research. This is what we're looking at right here, man. Sierra Wireless. I can't talk, man. It's late. Anyway, SWIR. Oga Kenny. We're considering purchasing this stock here, man. Technical analysis. What do we think, man? It looks like first of all, just let's I think it's always a good idea to go to the left, right? Anything that you pick, look to the left and see what has happened historically. We can see that Sierra Wireless has been falling for a little while here, right? But we're going to this point where we've seen some support, and if we look to the left, that level is like way back in like February of '09. So it's safe to say that where we are right now, there's a new pattern here, good support, and looking more recently, from what January, there's been a downturn in the market, so things have been falling. So now with things avoid here, what do you think?
Well, the first question I would ask myself is what's causing it to fall, right?
Right.
Um, as we all know, we've been suffering really hard um, on the market since literally January, late January, which I
Yeah.
would not be surprised if that's late January, February, March. And things are a little bit turning around in April here. So might be good news.
Right.
Um, but if we look on the right and look at what's going on maybe Transpider to see what's in the news about the company, just to make sure that there's nothing
Yeah.
crazy going on with the company,
Absolutely. I'll
right?
switch over to Transpider here.
Yeah, this is good news as well. So it's coming out of those major resistance right now,
Absolutely. We
right?
can see, and also I'll also point out here on Transpider, the red lines which you see back there are your your resistance
Yep,
levels,
resistance levels. Yep.
right? So if the candles are bouncing from the top on a red line, then that is your resistance. But if it's sitting here on top of that red line, that's support. It's not
Yep.
gonna easily fall through that. And we're already seeing some. That's generally good news when you start seeing those breakout signals, which are the
Yep.
circles coming in there, right? And same thing on the 2 hour chart as well. It looks
Yep.
like it's moving through, cutting right through that
Mm.
resistance there.
Yep.
So
And
what? Go
I'm
ahead.
looking at the RSI.
Right.
I'm looking at the MACD. I'm looking at the TTM squeeze for both daily and 2 hours, and that
Of
looks
course,
extremely positive.
looking pretty aligned
Yeah.
for the
So if
most
you
part.
go, yeah, if you go back to trend view, that would further confirm what we're looking
Absolutely.
at here. Because
And one thing I also point out is so that the thing is not it's not overbought as
it's
well,
not
right?
overbought
Which
at
is also
all.
something you pointed on the other side there too.
Yeah.
So what would you say would be your price target if you get into something like this? Plus,
So
we also have an entry signal here, right? And for those who are wondering, um, TradingView and Transpider are AI assisted software, right?
yep.
That help
Yep.
with your technical
Analysis,
analysis.
technical analysis.
Yeah,
So I would probably wait till it passes that $15 and 50 cents resistance towards that $16
like somewhere
price,
around here. Yeah,
because and that point six, that 0.382 Fibonacci resistance point is also a good point to enter anyway.
of course.
And you gotta be the uh, the trading view, the trend spider actually tells us that there's major resistance, which as you can see is bouncing back and forth within that resistance right now
Of course.
on the trend spider. So once it crosses that resistance, for sure, yeah, as you can see here, those red lines,
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
basically that bouncing back
Absolutely.
and forth.
Absolutely.
So to assure that it's definitely a good entry, which is trying to, as you can see in the TTMs and the MACD, it's
Definitely.
working its way out of it. Once it comes out of that, definitely a good entry point.
Hmm. I tend to agree with you there. I tend to agree agree with you there. Of course, sometimes I kind of go with some aggressive methods where when I start getting that confidence as it's approaching there, I jump in. But that is not good. That's not a good habit. I agree with you. 150 is a really good entry point for something like this, man. So you get in at 150, right?
Yeah,
It's crossed.
15,
It's
15,
crossed
15,
at.
50. Yeah,
Sorry, you get in at 1550.
yeah,
And way up. You get in at 1550, right? You're not cross that 382 level, right?
yeah.
Let's say it blows past all the way up to about the 786 level there. Would you
Yeah,
collect profits here,
if
right?
I was
Because
doing a ninja call option,
right,
it's possible profit taking position. If I was doing a swing or a long term, maybe lead call,
but
or
I think that also
maybe
depends if he has that $1 ATR for the day, right? Because we're talking about moving
yeah,
50
yeah,
50
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
$16
What's the
more, maybe.
ATR? What's the ATR on this guy? 1 second here.
Okay, you find that on.
ATR is about 63 cents.
Okay, so it's decent, but it's probably not gonna. But I mean, we're still looking at this for something that you can hold for a little while, maybe a month, a couple months or so, right? So I would say I would get into something like this, and I would say maybe my price target. We see that resistance level there. I'd say about somewhere around 18.
Yeah, $18 for
Yeah,
a
$18,
for a $2-3 gain.
Yeah,
Uh, um,
and if
on
it
your
if
call
it
option.
if it breaks through there, if it
I will
breaks
hold
through
it
that
till
18,
21 or $22.
exactly. So yeah, I think this is our reasons for wanting to go this one. So the other thing, I mean, as from a fundamental standpoint, I mean,
The company looks strong.
yeah, it's pretty strong. I know right now it's neutral. I mean, we have a couple months here where it was down, but at the same time, I think one trend that I tend to look at when trying to pick up, stocks. Let me see if I can pull up. Is just you want to look for something that is down on the week, down on the month, or at least down on the day, down on the week. But generally in an upward pattern,
Recovering, yeah.
yeah, for the month, right? And there's ways where you can switch that. You can also use that to see when things about to go down, right? Like it's on the daily chart, it goes red. Well, most times the weekly chart is gonna go red, and then
End
the
of
monthly chart is
red.
gonna go red. Exactly.
Yep, eventually.
So you want to time it and then come back into that circle when your uh, daily chart picks up. Usually, I like to see the daily chart starts turning green, it starts pointing up. Then I'd like to see the weekly chart starts looking good. Then that's
Yep.
when I get in because that cycle repeats itself to the upside.
Yeah.
So
Yep. And it stays that way for a while. That trend stays that way for a while,
exactly,
unless some crazy news comes out.
amen. That's usually when Jim Cramer comes on TV, man.
Tells you to buy.
Yeah, Jim Cramer is
Yeah,
gonna
all the
come on
black
and he's gonna
public
tell
face.
you, buy what? Swear. Eh. Cramer.
Buy.
Man. Listen, man, that guy is sending people bankrupt in America, man. But story for another day, man. Until next time, man. Brazen out. Okay, Kenny, this one is going up on Brazen, man.
Yes, sir. All day.
Tell the
Double
people
O
peace out.
out.
We out.